Hey, what's up there, people? I'm Chef Michael Reyes, and you're watching The Hungry Winos. Today we're doing jam. I know I don't look like the typical grandmother, but this jam is freaking awesome and it has up-to-date flavors. And I'm gonna show you how to do it. Now, as far as the ingredients, I have blackberries, really nice for the summertime. This right here is not like what you smoke. This is actually Tarragon. Tarragon's cool. Has like a nice licorice flavor. Goes well with the blackberries. Lemon Zest, really nice product, nice acidity, brings out the blackberries and the licorice. Now all this white stuff, if you're a diabetic, don't freak out. This is sugar for the jam, and this right here is pectin, fruit pectin. It kind of brings the stuff all together. So when you see jellies and jams and the thickness, it's this stuff right here. Now we want to start off with a little warm pan. I'm going to throw in my blackberries. Now there's a lot of liquid in the blackberries, so you're not going to have a lot of liquid going in. I have about, I don't know, a teaspoon of lemon juice, tablespoon of water, my nice zest, and the tarragon, and last but not least, a third of a cup of sugar. Now what we want to do is break this down. Mix up the sugar. You can see that liquid on the bottom. That's part of the water, but that's obviously way more than I put in, so they're already starting to give away their water. We're going to mix this, and basically we're going to have it on high heat for like 3 to 5 minutes until this starts to break down more and it'll get bubbly. After that 3 or 5 minutes, we're gonna let it cook and get thick for about 20. And you'll start to see these blackberries get small. Now while we let this sit, as far as jams go and what they bring to the table, if you use pectin, you can use it for any kind of product. Orange marmalade, strawberry jam, blueberry jam. All it is 2 tablespoons of pectin for every pint or 16 ounces of fruit. So get what you like, mix it together, go crazy with it. As you can see, it's starting to break down. There's more liquid. So once it starts to break down a little bit more, maybe another minute or so, I'll drop the temperature and you'll start to see these berries start to fall off. Now, if you're freaking out with all the sugar that was added, so let's say you're a diabetic or you just want to stay away from sugar, there's pectin that will have a little special label on it and says pectin, no sugar needed. That's the stuff you want to get. You can sweeten it up with stevia or xylitol. Those are going to add some sweetness without the added sugar, and it doesn't like kill your brain. This is after like 5 minutes. You can see how much water was released from the blackberries. Totally a lot. So what you want to do now is lower your temperature to low, or 1 in your dial, whatever you have. Let's slap that down. And you're going to let this go for like 20 minutes. All we're looking for is it to get a little bit thicker. So I'll let it go for like 20 and I'll show you what it looks like. Now after 20 minutes, this is what it looks like. Water's totally gone. It's really, really thick. We still have a little bit of, body there. Now what you want to do is add the pectin and the leftover sugar. So I have the pectin with sugar. I'm going to mix these up. Once it's mixed up, I'm going to add it to my jam. Looks good. Go ahead and mix this in. You really don't want to cook this too long. Once you add the pectin and that sugar, all you're waiting for is that sugar to dissolve. So you're talking like a minute. Really nothing more than that, because you don't want to cook out that pectin. Once this goes for a minute, we're going to strain it out. So the pectin's been in for about a minute and all the sugar has been dissolved. Now I'm going to go ahead and strain it. Now all we're doing is straining out the seeds. If you like the seeds, you don't need to strain it out. All you do need to do though is take out those little twigs of tarragon because they're still in here. So it's your call. But what I may want to do is I want to leave some of this texture. So I'm going to take out some of the bigger pieces of blackberry, or if you have some extra blackberry, save it. And when you pour this over it, it'll give you a little bit of texture. And when you do this, be careful. Unless you have like a lot of shirts at your house, because this will stain you and it will not come off. Now when you do the straining method, once you squeeze this side right here, you got to make sure you touch the outside. See all that goopiness? That's all that goodness that you're trying to squeeze out. So you want to keep that. Now what I want to do is introduce the blackberries that were cooked to give us a little bit of texture. And just mix it up. This right here is going to make a really nice jam. See the body? See how thick that is? Slap that on some pancakes, some biscuits, a little peanut butter. Now, as far as the last technique goes, we're going to put this in another container. Because of the natural pectins from the fruit, there'll be a little film that goes over your jam. So it's pretty crucial that you make sure no air comes in contact with the jam. So you don't want that film to set up. And this is how you would want to store it until it gets cold. So no gel forms. I know it looks gross, but with the finished product, priceless. So the jam's been in the refrigerator about an hour, and look what happens to it. Really thick, really nice. Can you imagine this on biscuits? The other reason why I showed you this recipe is it's summertime. You have great fruit. We have strawberries, blueberries, blackberries. But more importantly, this would go really, really nice on like ricotta pancakes. Hint, hint. I'm Chef Matt Reyes. You've been watching Hungry Winos. Peace.